Hey everyone, in this video we're covering the analytical cycle. So this is an actuarial concept related to problem solving. So how do we usually solve a problem? Let's take a university assignment for example. So a lecturer gives us the assignment with a bunch of questions. In essence, this defines the problem. What we do is we do a bunch of calculations, trying to figure out the question. We might build some models, make some assumptions, and what we're doing is we're designing a solution. And once we've designed the solution, we might get a bunch of results and we look at them and we check them, we validate them. In essence, we're monitoring the results. And after that, we're done, right? We click the submit button and we just hope we get a good mark. And after that, we just forget about it, right? However, often it's not as simple as this. In real life, it's not always a linear process, but a cycle, right? You don't always have to start at defining a problem. Often, it's usually when you're monitoring results, you might see anomalies, and then from there you define a problem, right? And once you define a problem, you might go to designing solutions. However, you might realize that the problem you're facing isn't the main problem, and you have to redefine the problem. Again, once you have a problem and you design a solution, you might monitor results and realize that the solution doesn't really fix the problem that you define, and you go back to designing the solution. Again, it's a much more fluid model where you can go back and forth between states and really understand what's the problem and how you're measuring it. Okay, so there is an extension to the analytical cycle, which I'll touch briefly, and it's considering other factors outside just the problem solving aspect. And there's two main things. One is professionalism, in particular actuarial professionalism. So this is something that will be covered extensively. But yeah, the other part that's just as important is your audience and environment. Again, with the audience, there's no point solving a problem that no one cares about, right? So you got to have an audience, right? And same with environment. No one solution fixes all, right? You got to be really in tune with how the environment is. Maybe one method can solve a problem in Australia, but the same thing can't work in the US. Right? So these are things you got to think about. So that's my interpretation of the analytical cycle, an actual concept on problem solving. Hope you enjoyed.